All right, let's get right into it. It's maybe the biggest question there is, right? How do you find the ideal partner? It feels so important, but at the same time, totally impossible. We can spend years of our lives on that search. But what if the whole idea of searching is just wrong? Today, we're going to flip that idea completely on its head.
Now, the advice we're breaking down today, it doesn't come from some academic theory. Nope. It comes from a couple who's been married for 22 years. I mean, think about that. They've been in the trenches for over 2 decades. So when they talk, you know it's based on real-world, hard-won experience.
And what is their single biggest piece of advice? It's this. Stop searching. I know, that sounds totally backwards, doesn't it? If you want to find something, you have to look for it. But trust me, this one little idea is the key to a completely different and maybe way more successful way of thinking about all this. So if you're not supposed to be looking out there, where are you supposed to look? The answer is inward. The whole idea here is that the journey to finding the right person isn't about scanning the crowd at a party. It's about turning the focus on yourself and building a life that you're proud of. It's about becoming the person that a great partner would be lucky to find. I love this way of looking at it. That searching outward approach is like hunting. It's all about pressure and checklists and trying to track something down. But the other way, working on yourself, that's a total game changer. The focus shifts from finding the one to becoming the one. You're not looking for your other half to complete you. You're building a life that's so awesome and full, the right person just naturally wants to be a part of it.
And let's be real, that hunting mindset is full of traps. When you're desperate, you settle. If you're trying to be what you think others want, you lose who you are. The trick is to find that sweet spot, you know? You're not just sitting around waiting, but you're also not panicking about some imaginary timeline. You're just living your best life, authentically.
Okay, so you meet someone, and you feel it. That spark, that insane, overwhelming feeling. What even is that? We call it chemistry, and it turns out that's literally what it is. It's a massive hormonal storm that's taking over your body.
You know the feeling. Your heart's pounding, you're on top of the world, food is the last thing on your mind, and this one person is just living in your head rent-free. The source material compares this to being under extreme stress or even on drugs. And honestly, when you look at the hormones at play, that comparison is spot on. First up, you get a huge hit of dopamine. That's your brain's reward chemical. It's that little buzz of satisfaction you get from a new notification on your phone, only, multiplied by 1,000. It feels good, and it makes you want more.
Then noradrenaline floods your system. This is just pure energy. It's that fight-or-flight juice that gets your heart racing. It's the reason you can talk all night long and still feel like you could run a marathon the next day. And here's the kicker. A little something called phenylethylamine. Some people literally call it the chemical formula of love. It works on your brain like an amphetamine, creating this intense feeling of euphoria. It's a seriously powerful chemical cocktail. So here's the big takeaway. When you're in that state, when you're falling in love, you are, for all intents and purposes, under the influence. Your judgment is completely clouded. And the source is very, very clear on this. This is the absolute worst time to make any life-changing decisions. That intense chemical high, it can't last forever. And honestly, thank goodness, right? It would be exhausting. But when that hormonal storm starts to settle down, that's not the end of love. Far from it. That's actually the beginning of something much, much deeper. And this is a really crucial difference we have to understand. Being in love is that temporary hormonal rush. It's a passive thing. It kind of just happens to you. But loving someone, saying I love you and really meaning it, that's totally different. That's an active choice. It's a conscious decision you make day after day, long after the initial fireworks have faded.
I love this analogy from the source material. If relationships only ran on that initial infatuation, they'd all come with an expiration date. It's pretty funny, but it's true. The real magic of a long-term partnership isn't that the feeling never fades, it's that you choose to build something solid enough to last, way past that initial warranty period.
Okay, so if love is a decision, how do you actually, do it? What does it look like in the real world? Well, the source points to a surprisingly practical tool, the traditional marriage vow. Seriously, for a minute, forget the romance and think of it like an instruction manual for a relationship that lasts. When you break it down, the vow is built on 3 pillars of commitment. And these aren't just fluffy, abstract ideas. They are actions. They're daily practices. Love, fidelity, and honesty. These are the things that hold the whole structure up when the feelings alone aren't enough. So what does choosing love look like every day?
It's not about grand romantic gestures. It's about the small stuff. It's making them tea without being asked. It's putting your phone down, like all the way down, and really listening when they talk about their day. It's being their number one fan. It's the simple, consistent acts of kindness.
And fidelity? That's so much more than just the physical part. It means you keep your promises, big and small. It's having healthy emotional boundaries, making sure your partner is the one you turn to. And in this day and age, this one's huge. It means digital integrity. No secret DMs, no sneaky online flirting.
And finally, honesty. This is all about creating one shared reality. It means you don't hide your problems. It means your partner could pick up your phone at any time and you wouldn't have a panic attack. Not because they're snooping, but because there's simply nothing to hide. It means you're the same person with them as you are with everyone else.
Now, building a relationship on these pillars is definitely work, but it's only possible if you're starting with a healthy foundation. And that brings us to a super critical topic, red flags. And I don't mean minor pet peeves. I mean genuine, serious warning signs that the foundation itself is cracked.
Before we even get into a list, this is the ultimate test. You have to ask yourself this question, and you have to be brutally honest. Because hoping someone will change after you commit to them, that is one of the most dangerous fantasies out there. If nothing about them ever changed, could you still do this? For good?
And here are the absolute non-negotiables. Criticism that constantly tears you down. A partner who can never, ever admit they're wrong. Any kind of betrayal of trust, whether it's physical, emotional, or online. Controlling behavior or intense jealousy. A pattern of hiding things, like their phone. These aren't things to work through. They are giant, flashing signs of an unhealthy dynamic, and it should go without saying, any physical violence is an immediate full-stop deal-breaker. Period.
So in the end, this all comes back to a huge shift in how we see things. The goal was never to find some perfect, flawless person, because guess what? They don't exist. The real goal is to find an imperfect person whose particular brand of crazy is compatible with yours, and then to commit to becoming a person who actively chooses love, fidelity, and honesty every single day.
And that brings us right back to the beginning. We started with the advice to stop searching out in the world, so let's end by turning that question back on ourselves, back to you. Instead of asking where can I find the right person, maybe the better, more powerful question is this. Who do you need to become to naturally attract the exact kind of person you're looking for?